Welcome back. It's me, Professor Kinney again, and we're going to continue our journey into looking at the course structure. Specifically, we're going to be taking a look at the activity units component. It's probably the most important thing, as I mentioned earlier. It's where all your assignments are located, and it's where you will be submitting your assignments. So let's jump on over to the screen and we'll take a look. Here you have the activity units right here, so you'll click on it. And it takes you in here, and there's a little land acknowledgement here, and then there's units at a glance, how to use them. The most important thing to know is that the units more or less correspond to each week in the course. There are 15 weeks in our course, with the 8th week smack dab in the middle as an intercession break. So there's no activity at that point. You'll notice that some units will have little stars beside them, asterisks. Those asterisks show you that inside that unit there are graded activities that you need to do in order to achieve grades. So bear that in mind. So here I click on the unit. You see we've got Unit 1, Unit 2, all the way down until we get to Unit 15 when we're wrapping up the course. We're not there yet, so let's start at Unit 1. And what I'm going to show you in Unit 1, then we'll hop to Unit 2. There's a structure to it that more or less replicates itself from one week to the next, or one unit to the next. Okay, so first of all, we have these things called breakout groups. It's just time where I'll make small group settings so you can socialize, share your work, just share some chit-chat, but mostly share your work, tips, tricks, show where your progress is, and talk about where you're having struggles, because I find that the most effective learners are the learners that learn together in a social context. So this Unit 1 would begin with some breakout groups. And this would be week 1 when we're actually together. There's also the course outline. And you would just click on that and you could download or just read your course outline. You're supposed to read the course outline because there's a quiz based on it. So bear that in mind. Then there's a video. It's David Bowie giving advice to young artists like yourselves. You can watch that video. It's inspirational, get you pumped for the beginning of term. And then come down here to demo practice. So almost every week we're demoing something or practicing something. You try and follow along what I'm demonstrating, and we'll be using the demo practices on using Blackboard. Now, I've been producing some pre-recorded videos on that note, but I'll also demo it live, and those live demos will also be recorded. So you've got access to all manner of video material for the course. Again, here's another one, accessing key digital platforms and tools. So where do you go to post your work? Where do you go to access video? Where do you go to ask a question or whatever? We're going to be taking a look at all that stuff. And then we're going to do a demo and practice how to post a headshot, how to capture one, how to crop it, and then maybe even adjust it so it's really good quality, and then how to post it. Where do you put your homework? Then we have these things here. They're called SPAs. No, it's not mani-pedi stuff. SPA stands for Self and Peer Assessment. There are 7 of them in total in the course, and each of them is an assignment. And once you posted your assignment, provided it's posted before the deadline, you have an opportunity to use a rubric that I provided to evaluate your own work and also the work of one of your peers. In order to participate in that self and peer evaluation, it is imperative that you get your work in on time. If you are unable to complete your work on time, you need to email the assignment to me, requesting that it be marked, and it would be marked late. And there's more of that in the course outline, and I don't want to give it all away. I want to have you read that course outline and then do the quiz. Now, if you can't get something in on time, you need to email me. It's best to email me before the deadline so that you could request additional time. I usually grant additional time for students, and this way I know that life happens. Things happen. I've had students getting kicked out of their homes and looking for an apartment to rent and things like that, and no money coming through, and losing their job, having to find a job, losing a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a significant other. It's all happened, and I realize that that can often conflict with getting things in. So a word to the wise: if you're not able to get something in, email me before the deadline drops and provide me with an alternative date for you to submit it, and I'll hold you to that new deadline. But really, try and participate in the self and peer evaluations by getting your work in on time. Then we've got these other things called interactive video quizzes. And these are videos. You watch the videos, and either at the end or throughout the video, pop-up questions will come up, and you answer those the best you can, and you get a grade based on your video viewing. And that's reported, and it's marked automatically and reported into Blackboard, the learning management system. Here's that course outline quiz I was talking about. You just click on that and you take that quiz. Fact, you can take it as many times as you like until you get 100%. Why? It's not because I'm a good guy. I just want you to know what's expected of you in the course. So it kind of forces you, it's a little dangling carrot on the end of the stick to get you to read the course outline so you know what's what. Many units have what we call suggested viewing, and this is a link, it's a list usually of videos that I would like you to watch. It's either going to be videos that I've produced and are on my ones and zeros or zeros and ones YouTube channel, or it's a resource in LinkedIn Learning. At the very end, there's usually a bucket full of things that you can also take a look at. These are additional resources for those of you who want to go a little bit further, dive a little bit deeper. There's usually one of these resource folders. Okay, so let's take a look at this self and peer assessment. You just click on that, it opens it up, and there are instructions. And sometimes there's even video for you to watch. And you would just click it there, watch the video within the assignment. It's telling you what to do. Other videos along here as well on what to do. And you follow along with that. And then when you're done, you would simply click on either one of these two links, the blue one or the black one, and then it would take you into the assignment and it would allow you to upload your work. The assignment is not available yet, so we can't see the active status, and we'll see that when we do the live demonstration in class. There should be enough there just to get you going. So that's how the units are constructed. You just click back on it again, and now you can go to Unit 2. Once you finish Unit 1, move on to the next unit. There's nothing wrong with getting ahead of the pack if you're that kind of person. And you can see I gave you some suggested viewing of video content in Unit 1, and look at here, we have a knowledge check in Unit 2. It's based on the video viewing that I suggested from the previous unit. Now, it's suggested viewing. It's not mandatory, and these knowledge checks are quizzes, they are graded, but they are not added in to your final grade. They're just for you to check to see how much you're retaining when you're watching these videos. And it kind of forces you to consider important points that I want you to review. You don't have to do these knowledge checks. They're there for your convenience. Another video on performing evaluations, because in Unit 2, we'll be evaluating the work that we did in Unit 1. And I walk through that process with you, giving you some guidance, because I too do the assignments, and you too will get to grade my work. How cool is that? I better be on my game. Anyway, there's a video that tells you how to perform one of these reviews. Then we're going to do the actual evaluation, and this little thing here just links you back to Unit 1, to the assignment, and then when the time is right, you will do the actual review. Then we're going to do a demo, and you'll practice an introduction to Illustrator. We'll look at the interface and the tools and start playing around with some of those tools. And then there's another SPA. It's on layers. You're learning the layer management function in Adobe Illustrator. Again, you click on it and it takes you inside the assignment, and you just follow the instructions, and when you're done the assignment, you will be uploading it by clicking here. More on that later. And I'm just going to back out here. I'm going to go back to Unit 2 just by clicking on that link up top. Those are called breadcrumbs. You know, like Hansel and Gretel leaving breadcrumbs in the forest so they could trace their way back. So that's that SPA. There's another interactive video quiz. Now these things have a limited shelf life. They're usually only up for 2 weeks, and then if you haven't done them, you won't get a grade. So be mindful of doing these. In fact, to make it easy for you, anything that's got a grade attached to it, you can see that it's graded. So make sure you do it. And again, suggested viewing of video. And that's kind of the structure. And if we went to Unit 3, you'll notice there's a knowledge check. I just shortened it to KC, not KC in the Sunshine Band, but knowledge check. And again, it's optional, as indicated in the brackets. Now, we have to evaluate the layers SPA from the previous week. So it'll take us back to Unit 2 to do the evaluation. And then there's some more video content and another SPA for this week. If I can tell you anything about this course, it's top heavy. There's a lot of activity at the beginning. At your peril, try not to miss any time or any days in the beginning of this course. It's too information rich, and it's unfortunate, but I have to have you drink from the fire hose and get you up to speed to a level where you can actually start creating content and things that perhaps you would use in your portfolio at the end of your stay here. More suggested viewings, another suggested viewing on pen tool use and character illustration techniques, and again another resource folder in there. Sometimes there'll be readings, sometimes additional videos, and it's all there for you to explore. So have at it. If you want to get going before the starter gun fires, I invite you to get in there and start checking things out. I'll see you later. Bye.